Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology. Today, I'd like to share with you something extremely critical. I put this in public now. I open up this in the public under the sun. So every Wing Chuner who want to know the truth can know what it is, can do further study. So in the last few videos, I shared the Qi nurturing and the Qi flow handlings of the Xiu Lim Tao. Today, I want to share with you the big picture of how the Xiu Lim Tao framework or the platform, so you know the details and you know what is going on. So this is 1850s Xiu Lim Tao. It is based on the Qin Kit, and it is based on the traditional Chinese martial arts, science of the ancient Chinese. It is based on traditional Chinese medicine. It is based on Buddhism development. It is based on how this Qi is handling or Taoist development of the body. Okay? So, let's start with this. This is the technology. Xiu Lim Tao or Wing Chun is a Ferrari. And Ferrari doesn't come with only the chassis. It comes with the engine. It comes with a very special, with a gear within the engine. It is not just generalizations. Or you put the label of the Ferrari, then you're Ferrari. It's not. It is an entire technology, a platform there. So today, we're going to talk about the Xiu Lim Tao internal design. Unless we know clearly what is the internal design, we know the process, we will not be able to handle it. And thus, we will never be able to develop it. It's like when to build a Ferrari, we better know the engine, the gear, to every little details of that Ferrari in order to be able to produce it in mass production. Okay? Now, this is real deal internal of ancient China or ancient Chinese culture. And the ancient Chinese internal can be now categorized into the 6 core elements. So I coined the 6 core element because I have to go in to develop the Xiu Lim Tao in my body, yes, and my mind, to find out what it is, and then scientifically experiment with it, verify it, to get the 6 core element. Okay? So I create that 6 core element. But this 6 core element is a categorizations of what exists in the ancient. So to be specific and accurate, I created that 6-13-3, 6 core element, 13 state categorization. The reasons is so that make it easy for everybody to be able to analyze whatever internal in the ancient China. Okay? So in the 6 core element, you got the physical, you got the mind, the breathing, the Qi flow. Okay, one stack on top of the other. And then the force or the jing and then the momentum. So it is in this book on the details of every of the thing, of every of the element. Like if you talk about the mind, there's a full descriptions, and so that you know what it is, you can experiment with it, and you can experience what it is. The key is so that one be able to experience what it is. Unless one be able to experience what it is and be able to evoke it as one like, one really don't have the kung fu. One really don't know. Okay, so one need to be able to repeat it with quality, or else one don't know. So that is it. Okay. Now, I mentioned this first is because we need it later on. Now, let's look into the Xiu Lim Tao design. The Xiu Lim Tao is based on the Yi Kam Yong Ma platform on the bottom of the lower part of the body. The lower part of the body is the Yi Kam Yong Ma platform. The top part of the body is actually using the Mei Shi Zhuang snake-like worm move. And all of those have its significance. It is not just you mimic me, I can do it this way, I can interpret it this way. No, it has a significance in traditional Chinese martial arts science and the Chinese medicine and the meridians and so forth. Okay, so let's look into the proper Yi Kam Yong Ma. Okay, now the proper Yi Kam Yong Ma is in my book Beginning Wing Chun. I have a details in here on how each part of the body need to be handled. Because again, we need to be able to repeat what we are doing consistently in order to get result, in order to develop something. So, the Yi Kam Yong Ma, one need to have a shoulder wide stance, and then the body weight is at the outside of the body, not the inner thigh. It's the outside of the thigh of the body. Okay, so this is the inner side of the body. This is the outside. This is the outside. The weight has to be in outside, not put any stress in here in the middle. So that's very different than today's, where people clamp their knee. It is exactly the opposite. Okay, that is called Yi Kam Yong Ma, or Yi equal stance, parallel stance, putting the weight in the yang side stance. Okay, so it is equal shoulder, placing the body weight on the yang side type of stance is called Yi Kam Yong Ma. It's not clamping a goat. Okay, if you say clamping a goat, that's missing the point. Okay, so it is like this: equal shoulder, the weight is on outside, which is the yang side. That is Yi Kam Yong Ma. So why is this design? This design is because if you do that, you are naturally rooted. Is your weight is placing on the outside of your legs, you are naturally rooted, very stable, rooted. Okay. While if you put on the inner side of your legs, it is going to put your weight on your knee, which is you are not rooting naturally. Okay, so This way, the weight is very stable, is actually sit on the floor. That's the natural rooting. Okay? It is not in your knee or so forth. And you don't have to use any effort to do that. Once you achieve that, in the same time, you have a natural spine handling because your body is in a balanced, stable conditions. Your spine is naturally handled. It's automatic. This is natural. This human body. And due to the body is naturally landed or placed or rooted in the ground, and the spine is naturally handled, the mind quiet down and one be able to aware. If one have to tense here or tense there, then one's mind is going to run around, not be able to quiet down and pay attention or aware. So that is the mind. First, you see this is important. You need to handle the physical. And then if you handle your physical, your mind will quiet down. And when your mind is quiet down, you will notice one thing. With this stance, you're breathing naturally, going down to the lower abs. Naturally going down to the lower abs. It's like in the Wing Chun Inception, I have the full descriptions of it, okay? How to get there. So here, after you handle the mind, you handle the breathing, it going deeper. Okay, after the lower abs, the natural lower abs breathing is handled, then one naturally get into the state of capable of nurture qi and transporting the qi, which is in the Wing Chun Inception. You need to have that layer and layer going down to get there. And over here, if you get here, you'll be able to do a synchronizations as in the chapter 8 of this book. This entire thing now is synchronized up. Okay? So that is the Yi Kamyangma. Any one place, if it is violated, you will not be able to synchronize. You will not be able to develop the Kung Fu or the proficiency of this Yi Kamyangma. So Kung Fu in the ancient, today we call it what? Proficiency. You need to have this handle and you keep practice, then you have the proficiency. This entire thing you learn, look at it as a neural muscular breathing mind connection proficiency or handling proficiency in today's language. That's what it is. So the entire body in today's language, it become like an AI robot where it have all the sensor, and the sensor is the 6 core element. You have the 6 core element, the 6 sensor. Okay, as I present it here. So now your body have the 6 layer of handling, from physical, mind, breathing, qi, force or strength to the impulse momentum. That is the platform of the Yi Kamyangma, the proper Yi Kamyangma. So if this Yi Kamyangma is not doing this way, it will be useless because it will not be able to develop this. Disregard of what or how one claim as internal or dropping any grandmaster names, it really doesn't work because this is the law of nature. No grandmaster can override nature. No ideas of philosophy override nature. This is nature. That's why in the creed of the Tao 1850s, it continuously keeping saying that following the natural spontaneously. If you don't follow the nature, you are violating the nature, then it is no longer the Yiji Kagyongma of 1850, and you will not be able to develop this thing. So what is internal? Internal means layer by layer, you can get deep into it. That's internal. Okay? Internal is not Taoist philosophy, I Ching philosophy. Got nothing to do with that. This is a technology that's internal. Get deep into it. Now, that's the lower part of the body. The upper part of the body is this, based on the snake-like worm move. In Tao, we don't do this. Instead, we do the type and front our body, frontal, not sideways, but if we do it front way. Okay, and actually this is also within the one of the sets, which is called the little set or the small set. Okay, the small detail sets. Okay, it is activate at front, and Tao, the essence of detail training, and the small set is getting the details too. They are using the same frontal type of snake-slide worm move. Okay, so snake-slide worm move is a uniqueness of handling the neurophysical, and breathing with it synchronized with it, and the chi with it synchronized with it. Okay, now the snake-slide worm move have a uniqueness, and because of this uniqueness, Wing Chun, Tao 1850 is never white crane from Fujian. It is never the Shaolin Wing Chun. It is never Tai Chi. So if you know this technology, you know this technology. If you don't, you don't. You can go study White Crane Fujian, you can go study Wing Chun, you can go study Tai Chi to in-depth. You don't know, you don't know. Okay? So this snake-slide worm move. Remember, this is a snake-slide worm move, and you often see this in Wing Chun, right? This is the Biuji. This is the Biuji. You see that? Now, does snake-slide worm move, the big joints move like a snake sliding. The small joint move like a worm, like the butterfly worm, the pupa moving. That's why it's called snake-slide worm move. Now the characteristic of this snake-slide worm move is it transports physical. Okay, it transports the physical body, it transports the chi, it transports the strength. Okay, and the way how it transports is transport from the shoulder blade. Everything starts from the shoulder blade. In fact, it is like, for example, I just show an example so you can try it. Okay, instead I do this, if I do this, you will not be able to see it, so I put it here so you can see it. It starts with my shoulder blade. So this is my right hand, my shoulder blade here. The handling is the shoulder blade go to the right side and going downward and going upward. So it is drawing a circle. It is drawing, like if my finger is at my back, my shoulder blade is drawing a circle. Drawing a circle. A circle drawing this way. A circle drawing this way. Using that spinning of this circle, you transport the arm joint by joint to the fingertips, and it come back. So this is your arm. This is your shoulder blade. Okay? This thing is actually traveling a circle. So it is circling like this, okay? This is your arm. Say this is your shoulder blade. This thing is making a circle. And thus, this arm, if this is a finger here, it is coming back when the circle turns this way and going out. This thing is going out when this thing is turning upward. It rolls this way and this way. So when the shoulder blade going backward down in the circular manner, your hand string back. When the shoulder blade going down and going upward, your arm going out. Okay, so it's a circle like that. Hopefully that you'll be able to test it. So the BUG or Wing Chun is always like this. It is very different than today's immobile elbow. It is not. It is the joint by joint, using the circle. It transport the handling of the physical and the handling of the strength and the handling of the chi out. So when it goes circle out this way, actually it is the 3 yin meridian chi going from chest to the fingertip, from chest to the fingertip, and then when it go back, it is from the fingertip back up to the shoulder, to the head. And this is inhale, this is exhale. Okay? So that is how the transportations of the physical from shoulder blade to fingers, okay, and then the force flow, the chi flow, and then the breathing, and then the force handling. Now, when I'm doing this, guess what? That is going to interact with my spine dynamically. That is the dynamic way of training or developing the dynamic of the spine. The spine is not straight spine, contradict to what other people say today. The spine is not a straight spine. Okay? So if you see, if I do it this way, you see, my spine is moving. So the entire thing is in a dynamic motion. This is what it refers to as the willow trees. So when the Iji Kamyangma and the snake-like one move upper part body sit on the natural Iji Kamyangma, the entire thing is a willow tree. So the ancient Chinese, ancient Wing Chun ancestor talk about the willow body. That is the willow body. Joint by joints in handling. Okay? So the entire thing is a dynamic when handling, when you have the Iji Kamyangma, proper Iji Kamyangma, and this snake-like one move. So the Qi Sao, the BUG, the same thing, and you can feel it, it's going down to the fingertip. It's not like this, poking, or tense up this immobile elbow and poke. It's not, it is from the shoulder blade And of course, the shoulder blade interact with your spine and interact with your entire body muscle via the EG Kamyongma. Okay, so that's how it is. That's how is the handling. Now, of course, you need the breathing to support it. In terms of health, when the proper EG Kamyongma and the snake slide one move platform meeting or fusing together as in Xiu Lim Tao, the first thing it does in this practice of the Xiu Lim Tao or dynamic development is that it unblocks the qi blockage in the joints. So the entire body is joined because of this is the snake slide one move support by the proper EG Kamyongma. The entire body's joints, joint by joints, is moving like a snake or the pupa moving. So that unblock if any qi blockage there. That's how you get healthy, because your qi will flow really smoothly. That's what in the Queen Quid say. Always talk about qi flow and those kind of things. That's how it is. You need this how to get there. It's not philosophy or up for your interpretation or my translation. You need to make it works. Okay? Now, the second thing is the spines is related to the Du meridians. The Du meridians. So that's why in the Y5 of the Queen Quid, the Y5, it says that union in Dantian, meaning that you can do the lower abs breathing when you can get there. Du meridian descent. Your Du meridians. This. You can think about it like the spine is the physical of Du meridians. Okay, not quite, but like that. Okay. So it actually train or develop the Du meridians, and Du meridians is linked to the yang qi, the yang. If you go Chinese medicine, is the yang qi of the body, the yang energy of the body. Okay, and also this Du meridian stuff, it related your kidney qi, your kidney qi. So you nurture the kidney qi and you circulate the kidney qi. So when people practice this Xiu Lim Tao, when it is doing properly, because it is nurturing nurture the qi, transporting the qi, or the handling of the qi flow, circulating, unblocking, the body will feel warm. And you can know that your strength can transport to the fingertip, and every joint be able to dynamically handling. That is the details of Xiu Lim Tao, 1850. And with all this, using the snake slide one move technology, all this like in the Xiu Lim Tao, when it go all this turning, it is actually changing between the yin and yang, and that have a significant in martial art applications. All those things. Notice that not you stay here. Okay, your elbow is not staying here always. Why? If your elbow staying here always, when people lock out your butt, it's called bicep. Lock out this upper arm. Now using this to lock out this upper arm. If your elbow like that, you lock. So this is called what? Like yesterday I called this is a yang palm. Yang, right? Facing sky. Now, when the opponent lock this, like using this to lock this, if I struggle, I will not be able to struggle, right? Guess what? I turn from yang to yin. This drag, you see, if you lock me this way, I turn to the yin. That is how you play with the strength, with your body. So at the close combat, when the grappler lock this way, it rotate like the way. Because this entire thing, remember, is based on the rotate of the shoulder blade, the every joints handling and every joints rotating. So that's why you don't have this immobile elbow in 1850, because you have to rotate the entire thing. I have to be able to turn from this is a yin, this is a yin to yang, from yang to yin, all this turning. So when it get to my body, the entire thing be able to turn, playing the yin and yang side of the body or meridians. So this is what the internal design of Shilin Tao 1850. This is how much it has in details. And that's why I explain in all these books in details, one will not be able to have an understanding on what is going on, left alone to be able to implement it and to develop the proficiency. This is real deal internal. So again, this is not Tai Chi, this is not White Crane, this is not Shaolin Wing Chun. Why? This is the uniqueness of the technology. If we keeping doing this immobile elbow, when people get close, locking at our joint, the body will not be able to switch from the yin to yang, then we got issue. Then you ask me, what, this switching to the yin or yang, is it just mei? No, the mei is supplying the engine. The driving of switching the yin or yang exists in the first 20 questions of the Shaolin Short Strike. The reason I be able to tell you this and cast this in stone, this YouTube in stone for the history, is because it is converged. When things converge from multiple sources, then we know that's how it is. Legends saying that it is the Shaolin art. Wing Chun is based on Shaolin art. And it is a fusion between a snake and crane and so forth, so forth, so forth. Now we have in writing how all these things come together. And that's why I know this. So again, finally, I am not the guy who created this. I don't own this. You own it. As soon as you're a Wing Chuner, you own this stuff. You inherit this stuff. It's not mine. The 6 core element which I create is only so that it's easy for you. Make it easy for you to analyze this thing in today's language, in English. I use the term proficiency, neuromuscular proficiency, neuro breathing proficiency, neuro strength proficiency. It's just so that you be able to understand. No more those, using yi. Well, neuro is neuro, don't using all this yi and so forth. So then we can map everything into sport science. And we can actually measure what is done today compare with what technology we have in the ancient or Wing Chun. So this is to share with you. I know this is a really probably very shocking type of video. But if you're a Wing Chuner, don't you want to know this? Don't you want to know your Ferrari? Hey, you pay for a Ferrari. Because you pay for a Ferrari, you deserve to drive that Ferrari.